everybody and welcome back to my channel for another speed build. My name's Silver and today I have for you Sunsprout Farm. So bear in mind I cut out a lot in this video because we are on a 64 by 64 lot in Windenburg. The one in Brindleton Bay wasn't really kind of the style I was going for. So I'm building in Windenburg and it took a while. It took a really long while. And I was going to pre-record this yesterday like I normally do. I like to record like 2 or 3 videos on a Sunday just to make sure that I have, you know, backup material if I need it. Like for example, because I've been sick this week. I don't know if you can still hear it. I'm still kind of rough. Yesterday was rough, okay? And this ties into why I didn't pre-record, but I had like the worst day yesterday. I was so entirely sick, like it was definitely the worst day. I'm feeling quite better today, so there's that, but my throat's still kind of messed up. And but yesterday I was like feverish and I wasn't well, and I got out of bed at like, I don't know, maybe like 12:30 or something like that. Bear in mind the clocks went back, so I was actually in bed for an extra hour on top of that, theoretically. And then I actually went to sleep at 5:30 and I woke back up at like 8:30 and I was up until 11, and then I went back to sleep and I slept until 8 o'clock the next day. So I slept a lot yesterday. So that's part of the reason why I didn't have the recording done. And also, okay, I've mentioned this before, I have a neighbor upstairs that drills, right? He drills all the time. He's been doing it since I've lived here, and that I moved here almost 3 years ago. It'll be 3 years in February, so like 2.5 years or so. And he drills all the time, and we are trying to get rid of him. I know we've tried complaining, we've tried talking, it doesn't work. But yesterday the drilling was so bad, and actually it turned out not to be the upstairs neighbor. It was our actual neighbor, like next door. Because if you don't know, I live in an apartment. So of course we have upstairs neighbors, downstairs neighbors, next door neighbors, that kind of thing. And like it was so loud, like the whole row of people in our floor were like standing outside complaining and talking to each other about like what to do. And I actually went and knocked on her door, and we're gonna call her Janet just for simplicity's sake. And oh my gosh, she was like, oh, well, I can't really do it at any other time because my parents are doing the drilling, you know, they're hanging up shelves. Apparently they had 2 shelves to hang up and a lamp or whatever, but they were drilling for hours and it was so bad, like it was shaking my desk. And bear in mind, we have like really thick concrete walls, okay? So like, I had a headache. My other neighbor, who was on the other side of me and not even connected to her house, had a headache, and it's a Sunday. And she was drilling all day on a Sunday. Like, do that, like, in your own time on a weekday. I mean, I know I'm home all the time, but oh my gosh. And plus, I was so sick already. I was feverish. It was rough, guys. It was rough. So I wasn't happy. So I didn't get to do pretty much any recording yesterday, except for I managed to get a 15-minute voiceover done, but I couldn't even like make builds because it was just so loud and so obnoxious, and it was right on the other side of the wall of my office that it was just impossible. And she was doing it for like 4 hours. Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry. I can talk about the build now, I swear. I just had to get that out. I was so frustrated. Like, look, you can drill, I don't care. Just, you know, don't be so obnoxious about it, that's all. Like, my boyfriend said they weren't using the correct kind of drill. They were trying to use a normal drill on a concrete wall. It just wasn't happening. Anyway, I talked over literally the whole build. We're building kind of a farmhouse-like thing. Well, it is a farmhouse. I tried my hardest to get the shape the way I wanted, and I think it turned out pretty well. We ended up getting 3 bathrooms and 3 bedrooms, and I did not on camera decorate the bathrooms because, look, I include my bathrooms in most of my builds, so you're really not missing anything. The only difference is this one is a little bit different. Like, I'm not using the super white tiles that I normally use or what have you. I end up using like the little polka dot tiles, the ones with little dots, you know this tile. It's fine. But for the most part, like, and I'm sorry I didn't include the floor plan either. It was a big build. I knew it was going to take forever, and I don't even know how I managed to get it down to the like 15 minutes that it is. But I didn't put in almost any of the landscaping, and believe me, it was necessary because it took me hours, and I'm usually somebody who does the landscaping really quickly because I'm a messy landscaper. I can't help it, I like messy landscaping. I don't like structure. Structure is bad. No, structure is not bad, but like, it's just how I prefer. But in any case, it came together pretty easily. I just didn't want to include me struggling with the floor plan a bit because I wasn't sure where I was going to put the stairs and blah, blah, blah. And I, of course, did include laundry. This is a bit of a family home, and I did imagine them to have a dog or maybe multiple dogs, and I just realized that I did not put a food bowl in. You'll have to add that. I'm so sorry. Or, yeah, I'm so sorry. But there's plenty of space for it. Sometimes I get like so frazzled and I'm like, oh yeah, they have a dog, but then don't put a dog food bowl in. Whoops. My bad. But in any case, I think that that's fine. You can just really easily add that, and like at the end of the build by myself without the camera on, I go back in and add curtains and like little knickknacks, like put things back where they should go. Just because it was just going to take way too long because it's such a big build. Like, the house itself is small, but outside it's a 64 by 64 lot, so what have you. And I know this would have fit into Brindleton Bay better because of the style of house and the content of the house. I'm using a lot of cats and dogs, but the world itself just didn't suit the farm that I was going for. Like, there was no like rustic large plot. Do you know what I mean? Like, the 64 by 64 in Brindleton Bay is really kind of refined and looks like it needs a nice mansion on it, not a farm. Not a farm with a teeny tiny little farmhouse in the corner. It didn't work. So I didn't build there. I'm sorry, but I really do think it fits in quite well here. And I think I nailed the farmhouse vibe. I'm not entirely certain. Like I said before, in my other builds, I mostly build suburbans and other things like that, and little cottages and what have you. I don't tend to build farmhouses, but as I see it, challenge accepted. Oh, and let's talk for a minute about the fact that I did not use the parenthood counters. You're welcome. No, but seriously, I promised I wouldn't use them, and I really didn't. I really, really didn't. These aren't the parenthood ones. These are base game cabinets, which are also lovely, but you know what? I said the parenthood cabinets are the best for family homes, but you know what? I don't think it actually matters. I think it's just, the style that I like to use, and that's fine. I added this open book here, and I kind of thought like maybe it was like a recipe book. And I was trying to use the vampires one, but it just didn't look the way I wanted it to, so we took that out. And I love this ottoman. I've been using it a lot recently. I think it's so cute. And look, we've got a chicken on the on the counter. Like, I want a chicken on my counter. I told my boyfriend that if we decide to stay in the Netherlands and, like buy a house here and stuff, because, I want to be a marine biologist, but there's a particular group of marine biology that I want to study, and therefore can't really be in the Netherlands for it, etc., so we'd have to move. But if we stay here, I've asked if we could get chickens. Why? I don't know. Fresh eggs, fun thing. I love pets. Like, I really, really love pets. We have fish, and I'm going to start a saltwater tank here pretty soon. I have the tank, I just need to get it done. We have 2 cats, and we have 2 birds. We're still training the birds, but chickens would be really fun. He said we could get chickens. Therefore, It's great. I just love pets. I love having pets. It's amazing. I really want a dog and maybe another cat, but we can't get a dog until we know if we're moving. And I wouldn't get a dog in our apartment anyway, just because I think that's a little bit... It's not that you can't have a dog, it's just I prefer not to have one in an apartment. Especially since I want a big dog. And a big dog in our apartment, maybe not such a good idea. I mean, our apartment's really big. It's not an issue. I would build it in The Sims as like, you know, a special or something like that, but because of the house, it's a 2.5 floor house, so it's not... Can't really build that in The Sims, but so I can't really show you, but our house is pretty big, but not suitable for a dog. I think our cats love it. They love running up and down the stairs. That's especially in the middle of the night, because, you know, when do you run up and down the stairs? But in all seriousness, I would love to have more pets, and chickens is just kind of one of those things that I really want to take care of. I'm so weird. It's so weird. It's so random. I talked over the decorating again, but there's 2 bedrooms, which one I imagined for a teenager and one I imagined for 2 children. And the teenager has a desk with a journal, you know, the kind of things that a teenager or even a kid would have. Maybe a kid lives in here too, I don't know. But the kids' room is like super decorated for pets. I loved this kind of look. I never use that because I don't build the farmhouse style, but I really think I want to keep doing that because I thought it was really adorable. So we'll try it. We're onto the outside now, and this is pretty much the shape that we get. I do enclose everything in a fence, and I don't normally do that, and no, those are not equal, but hey-oh, you get what you get. It's fine. But this is pretty much the extent of the landscaping that you will see is me adding the fence and the pathway. And the reason why is, again, I spent so much time on the landscaping, and you know, if you've seen any of my videos, you've probably like seen my style of landscaping anyway, and this is no different. And but if you've not seen my videos, you should check those out. You know, subscribe, stay a while, you know, all those kinds of things. I even stream on Twitch, and I will be streaming tonight, which is Monday. It's Monday. It's Monday, right? Yeah, it's Monday. So you should check that out. Silverplumbobs, eh? Yeah, no, shameless self-plug, it's fine. We don't need to talk about it, but yeah, that's fun. But yeah, this is what I did for the farm. No, I did not include any plants like I normally do. I'm not going to include them on big, huge things like this. People want to probably put their own plants and their own effort into it, but oh, let's just talk about this for a second, like very briefly. Farming pack. Inspired by a farming pack. Is it a real thing? I don't know. Should it be? Yes. We'll talk about it when it's done. I'm so sorry. I'm being so strange today. But between Janet and her drilling and our neighbor Dennis, I don't know. Gonna call the next door upstairs neighbor Dennis now, but that's fine. Okay. We'll see. But that's pretty much it. I'm just adding the bees now. You know, the screenshots will be coming up in just a moment, so I hope you liked the video. And if you did, let me know in the comments and show your support by tapping the like button and subscribe for more builds. If you'd like this build in your game, it is up on the gallery under my username Silverplumbobs. And remember guys, I upload daily. Have a great day. Bye!